Hello, and welcome to the Gaia update for the full moon in Sagittarius that's happening on Monday, June 17th, 2019. I'm Adrienne Elise. Well, this full moon is intense for many reasons, but we can start with the fact that this full moon is very close to Jupiter in Sagittarius. Now, we've been feeling the sun in Gemini opposite of this Jupiter in Sagittarius really intensely for this past week. This is bringing up feelings of frustration around our life not being what we would like our life to be. You know, we just go through and we get through our day, we get through our things, and we have this hope that we're going to have time, we're going to have energy to do what we really want to do. Maybe we do have time and energy, but we don't know who we are or what we want to do. And this Jupiter in Sagittarius at home in Sagittarius is bringing up feelings of a more meaningful life, a more meaningful, purposeful life. And where is that? And why can't I get it? And what is the point if I can't have it? So it's like all of the times in this last years that we've put aside these feelings, just like, it's okay, it'll get better, I'll just make it through. And it's like, now it's like, wait a minute. You know, everywhere where your life isn't what you want it to be, you're feeling it right now. So that is one of the intense energies, and yet the Sagittarius full moon with Jupiter there in Sagittarius says, okay, the first step in getting to a more meaningful life is recognizing that you're not satisfied with the one you have, right? So we have to go through these feelings in order to make any changes to make our life more what we'd like it to make, what we'd like it to be. Now, the intense energy of this Sagittarius full moon is coming from Mercury and Mars together in Cancer in opposition to Saturn and Capricorn. This is really highlighting this 2020 astrology and bringing up feelings of energies that, or obstruction type of energies, things that are working against you. So this is a very interesting combination because we've got, I'm frustrated and I want to make my life more meaningful. I want to live my purpose, my dream. I want to get on with it. And then there's this feeling of like, oh, no, you don't, because the structures of this world are stubborn and they are not going to move for you. And it's this feeling of like, it's like triggering deeper feelings that could be happen over many lifetimes of being thwarted on your path. And coming here and knowing what you want to do and working for the good, trying to bring the light, bring the healing, make this world a better place, and being messed with every time to the point where you might not even know what you want to do. You know, you have a feeling inside that you want to have a more meaningful life. You want to be on your path. You want to be on your project. You want to do what you're here to do. And yet it's traumatized away from you because of these experiences in past lives. So it's just this intense juxtaposition right now of intense astrology, some really good and some really frustrating, that is just squeezing us, you know, but it all comes down to this full moon, Sagittarius full moon energy of this desire to live. You know, what is the point of life if we're not really living? If we can't grab a hold of creative energy and zest and meaning. So the Mercury and Mars coming together in Cancer is bringing a lot. Now, they're also close to the North Node. Okay, so this is highlighting, this is just like everything's clumping up right now, you know, because Saturn's still pretty close to Pluto. So, you know, right after these planets make an opposition with Saturn, right after this full moon, these planets will make an opposition with Pluto and they'll overlap because Saturn and Pluto are close. And it's like really bringing in this 2020 astrology when Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter will all be together in Capricorn, raising the barn on our reality, right? Like, whoa, we've got some changes that need to happen in this world to get up to speed with the energetic changes that we've been going through and experiencing, and we will be experiencing. It's like we are been treading water, stuck at this place where the energies are changing, but our delusions and the false beliefs and the programming is getting stronger, taking a deeper hold, and the physical structures of our world and the systems of our world are also just digging their heels in. You know, it's just like a stubborn, it's like, no, everything's just going to stay the same. We're just going to keep it just how it is. Everything will just stay the same. And it's like, those of you who are light workers here on the planet, here to bring change and positive change, it's just getting ridiculous, right? Because it's like, come on, what are we doing? What's the point? And it is all coming to a head right now. But we are starting a very intense period of time for the next year and a half, all the way through 2020 and into 2021. It's just ongoing, right? I mean, who can put a time frame on it? But the actual 2020 astrology is going to go through the end of 2020 and into 2021. And so we've got a year and a half of this coming up against the things that have been stubborn and won't change, right? So we've been in this massive shifting, right? And we've moved the things that would change, right? And we're just at the end of the road with the things that aren't changing. And it's kind of almost like leaving us in this place of confusion, especially with all these Neptune transits, of like, are we coming or going? You know, what's going on here? You know, it's like a huge invalidation of the work that we've done because nothing seems to be coming of it, right? And so, but we are going, you know, the one thing about this astrology is that it is moving us into the 2020 astrology, and we will feel more movement. And, you know, it might feel a little like hair raising, but at least there will be feeling like we're actually, you know, some more evidence that actual changes, positive changes are trying to happen in our world. So with Mercury and Mars in Cancer though, and we have, it's like a very emotional sign, right? So expect that there is the frustration energy going on with the opposition with Saturn, but also this deep grief, right? Deep grief coming up around where we haven't been able to find fulfillment, where we haven't been able to do what we wanted to do, and failures from past life. Just understand that the emotions that are coming up are not just about right now. They're about all, like, everything that's built up to this time, but they are coming up. But they're also giving us an opportunity to go right to the stuck places in our life, which are belief systems and delusions and programming, right? So these emotions are incredibly powerful because they're showing us exactly where we have not been able to move these beliefs. Now, these beliefs are so deep and just stuck deep in our subconscious that we don't even know they're there. We're so used to them, we don't understand that they're keeping us small and keeping us in this place of dissatisfaction. And so it's really important to have this process so that this stuff can be revealed to us and we can then adjust accordingly. So we've got with Mercury and Mars. Now, Mercury and Mars are together in Cancer right next to the North Node. The North Node of the Moon in Cancer is saying that, okay, so humanity, you do want to move forward. How are you going to do it? And in this case, in Cancer, it's about nurturing. It's about feeling at home. It's about feeling safe and cared for. And that's kind of hard to come by in this world right now. But that's what needs to change for our spiritual evolution, for humans to get out from where they are right now, get out from under the rock of hiding from reality. It's going to take a little nurturing, right? So we got to be gentle with ourselves. And, you know, but that also brings a lot of emotion. And so, but the cool thing is that these planets here, Mars and Mercury, these are personal planets. Mars is like our drive, our male part of ourselves that wants to make stuff happen. So that's where we're getting this frustration on that opposition with Saturn. And then Mercury is our day-to-day understanding, our conceptual reality, like trying to make sense of all this. And so we are kind of like, almost like Mars and, you know, our warrior self and our conceptual brain, our mind is trying to come, they're coming together, right? It's a meeting of the minds. It's a meeting of it's a war council, you know, and it's like, how, where is our strategy? And what even are we trying to do here? You know, in opposition to Saturn, it's about overcoming obstacles that have been put in our way. And a lot of these obstacles are those belief systems and programming deep in our psyche, societal conditioning, past life programming, DNA programming. But these planets are the North Node and Mars and Mercury are all in trine to Neptune, which is a really sweet energy of support and harmonizing. And so it's like, yeah, we got some really messed up stuff hidden so deep in our psyche we can't even find it, and yet we wonder why we keep creating the same patterns over and over again. But there is healing available. There's support available. We can change these, right? It's a really powerful time. Now, Neptune is on center stage here because the backdrop, so not only is all this stuff going on, but there's a backdrop of bigger transits, the 2019 transits that are defining 2019. They're both happening at the same time exact for the last 2 weeks of June, right for this full moon in Sagittarius and this June solstice. And it's incredibly rare for this to happen. And what we have is, the first one I want to talk about is Saturn in sextile to Neptune. So it's like there's all this tension going on, and yet there's all of this mystical, magical support too. You know, we can do this. We can do this. We can change our beliefs. We can change our world. And that's the message with this Saturn in sextile to Neptune. Saturn, our manifested world, the laws and the rules, the same frustration, the obstacles, but in a sextile to Neptune, Neptune is those delusions, but also our dreams and our ability to imagine. And so it's like we're getting this invitation to imagine something new, especially with that trine to the North Node. And so it's like saying, yeah, we're stuck. We got lots of stuck old structures that just seem like they'll never budge. But there's creative solutions available. A little bit, wiggle it here. Just, you know, work it. We can do this. So powerful energy right now around kind of like, I don't know, for me it feels like, because Neptune is in Pisces, which is a mutable sign, and as well as the sun in Gemini. And so there's this energy of adjustments. Mutable signs are adjusters. And so it's kind of like, oh, okay, wait, you know, sometimes it's so hard to see where you have been wrong. I mean, maybe not even wrong is the right word, but where you've had a false belief, you know, and it's like, you know, I was wrong about that. And sometimes it just feels like this is the ego death part of what's happening right now, when you have to like face where you've been wrong, you know, and where you maybe trusted the wrong person, or where you trusted where you didn't trust the right person. You know, where your delusions and your preconceptions and the programming gets in the way of seeing the truth. And then, you know, it's such a powerful place, but it doesn't really feel good, you know, when you have to admit you were wrong. But this is a lot of this energy right now. If we're going to shift and change and jimmy the lock on this lower manifested grid matrix reality that we're stuck in, then we have to be able to widen our thinking. And that's going to be in our personal life, where we have to re-examine, you know, where we've been in stuck belief systems. And I think it's going to be happening in the world too, where we need to drop our pretenses and our judgments. And, you know, and maybe that's what this intense astrology is doing. It's like, hey, you guys, we're all in this together. Like, stop the hate and the aggression and the you're bad and I'm good and I have to prove it, and you know, and that side is wrong and we're right, and all of this, because we all want the same thing in the end. You know, and this is what was happening to us. We're having an opportunity to become more human, more true to who we are as humans, the good part of being humans, the part where we can adjust and change and see where we were we weren't quite seeing the truth, you know. And so it's this is just such a huge energy. I could go on about it all day. But the other backdrop energy that is going on is Jupiter in exact square to Neptune. So Neptune is kind of like holding the stage right now. And it's like holding, on the one hand, these old belief systems and delusions and programming, but it's also holding our dreams. And so we got to be brave enough to get through the crap so that we can start to dream and bring in this new energy, allow it to land. You know, and this is the big thing with this North Node in Cancer and all this Cancer energy. It's just like, okay, yeah, you want that better world and you want that better life and you want a more satisfying life, but do you deserve it? You know, can you allow it to come? What if it's right there waiting, but you're not receiving it because you don't know how to receive? Because we're really bad at it. It's like we only know how to take, you know, and we need to stop, and we only know how to give sometimes. You know, give all this energy and take and go steal what we need, right? We just got to go get what we need so we'll be okay and screw everybody else, you know. And it's just like, how about we receive? Because there's like, what if there's like massive bushel of blessings waiting for us? And yeah, we just can't let it in. And the North Node in Cancer is saying you got to receive the blessings. They're right there waiting for you. So just incredibly powerful energy, because this Saturn sextile Neptune and Jupiter sextile Neptune are the big transits of this year of 2019. They happen 3 times each. They both happen early in the year, but at different times. And now they're happening at the same exact time, literally one day off. From the 15th, 16th to the 28th. These transits are exact. And I don't even know what this means. This is like a mystical, magical portal of time. And this Sagittarius full moon is preparing us for the solstice energy. And for the solstice, that's when we're going to feel Mercury and Mars opposing Pluto. And so it's just like, we're moving into this intensity. We don't know what it means, but it's an incredible opportunity no matter what it means. And so we got to pay attention. So this activation is an opportunity for us to come together, pay attention, get the information, come into our peace, get aligned with our optimal timeline, and, you know, take that step towards that meaningful life and share that step with our soul group. And we can amplify our healing and activation together. So I hope you can join me for this Sagittarius full moon activation. It's going to be at noon Mountain Time on Sunday, June 16th. So you can sign up below. It's $10. It's that gets you access to the replay ongoing immediately after the event. If you can't make the live, the replay is right there for you at the same link whenever you're ready to watch it. So the energy will be encoded. And it's happening, you know, about 12 hours before the actual full moon. So we'll have some time to kind of assimilate, be ready, and just hold space for this incredibly powerful chapter that we're in. This time of this full moon and into the solstice that's happening on the 21st is incredibly powerful, potent portal, and I'm glad that we're here together for it. So I hope to see you on the activation. I'm also doing a soul group session for the solstice. That's going to happen at the exact time, leading up to the exact time of the solstice, 9 a.m. on the 21st in Mountain Time. So that's going to be a group intuitive session where we actually look at shared past life energies and get clearings and healings and really just take advantage of this juicy and intense time together. So I hope you can join me, and I will be in touch with updates as we move through it. We're moving into July. Next moon after this is going to be an eclipse. So wow, we're into eclipse season, so the intensity is just going to continue, but we're going to keep tabs on it, and we're going to make the most of it and take full advantage of what the universe is trying to offer us together. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.